you want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangsters. Yeah, that's right. The Scout team is back. It is Wednesday night. We are always excited to be here with all of our listeners out there in Radio Land. My name is Loudbeard, and I'm excited to be here. Right to my left is a man with a shiny object right in front of him.
Hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Hey, I'm just here. I appreciate that. Anthony Mack, the man with the golden mic.
And
You gotta speak up.
Come on, dude. That was loud.
Come on, speak up, Anthony.
That was freaking
Anthony,
loud,
speak up.
man.
Hold on. You see our waves, right?
Dude,
Come look,
that
look,
was
look
loud
at your
as
waves.
shit, man.
All right. We're going to pump
Come
him
on.
up a little bit
Dude,
more here,
yeah,
guys.
pump
We
me
got to
up.
pump
Just
him
turn
up.
my mic up, bro.
We're
Stop
turning his mic
tripping.
up. And right across from me is the greatest patriot I've ever known, kind of.
Whoa.
What happened
We
there?
just lost our headphones. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's Chris America coming to you live on 12-Ounce Sports Radio every Wednesday night from 7:30 to 9 with my fellows with the Scout Team Sports. And, yes, Anthony does every once in a while need a little help getting pumped up.
Dude,
Pump 'em
I was
up.
talking loud, man. I was talking pretty freaking loud, man.
Dude, it's big, I promise.
Just don't get mad because my voice is so
Soft?
smooth and silky. Silky.
Silk is smooth.
That's what she said.
Oh, that joke is eternal.
He's got
that
quicker.
joke never will ever get old.
No, he's got quicker on that. Is that what new sound effects? You good? You
Yes.
rolling? Oh, he's rolling.
I'm good.
Like,
I'm
if I were
ready.
to travel into the future, like 100 years, and, like, that's what she says dies out, I'm going to come back and be like, blow it up. We screwed everything
That's what
up.
she said.
Exactly.
She said, "I'll come back
That
and
is a
blow it
future
up."
I don't want to be a part of.
No, I don't think that joke is gonna die. It works for everything.
It's one of the best. One of the best ever, man. I love it.
It's classic.
Classic.
It is absolutely
Kind of
classic.
classic like us, right?
So, hey, listeners out there, we wanted to thank you for tuning in. It is awesome to be here on the airwaves. We were 1 minute late, but that's okay because we were going and getting this beautiful cold ice beverage known as a beer, and we love beers.
This is Coach Mac's favorite beer. It's called Land Shark.
Yeah, Coach Mac
I'm not-
loves
I'm not
the
gonna say
Land
that's not
Shark.
I'm not going to say that's my
He's a
favorite
big
beer.
Jimmy
No,
Butler fan.
Coach Mac.
Coach
McElwain.
Oh.
Shark Humper. The guy who tried to purchase a shark for $300 last week from a San Antonio zoo or aquarium.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna
That's
try different
crazy.
drops today, guys. You just gotta bear with me.
He's rolling. He's,
I
he's on a roll.
gotta roll up. All right,
Keep
we
rolling.
had a
rolling.
brand
Keep
new
rolling,
intro
rolling.
coming in tonight.
That's a good intro.
We're trying out some new stuff. We're getting ready. We're pumping up for our brand new morning show that's going to be coming out. Loud Sports America. It is going to be Monday through Friday. It is a daily show. It will be played at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. on 12-Ounce Sports Radio, and it will be replayed at 8 a.m. and maybe even 11 a.m. So we're going to be all over the 12-Ounce Sports Radio airwaves with this brand new morning show, and we are going to bring the heat.
Yeah.
This thing is going to be absolutely unbelievable.
Your Honor, it was unbelievable.
That's
You
what this thing's
understand?
going to be. It is going to be the
Unbelievable.
best. And so
It
that's what
will
we're
be the
saying.
best. We are taking our talents to Monday through Friday, to the south hours of the morning,
Yeah.
6 a.m. to 7 a.m. We understand that some people don't get up that early. I get up that early, but I still don't tune into the radio until I get in the car. So that's why we're going to replay it twice in the day or 2 other times in the morning, because we also understand that the West Coast, man, we're going to be coming on at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, West Coast. When you're getting home from the bar,
Yeah.
you can listen
Tune
to
in-
us.
Tune in
That's
to
right.
us. Like,
Tune in.
While you're praying to
Yeah.
porcelain God, vomiting your soul out, listen to Loud Sports
And you
America.
know, Jamie Foxx lives on the West Coast, and he loves listening to us. So
yeah, he
good.
does.
Yeah.
he likes to smack his on.
yeah,
Never mind.
so we're
Mushroom
good.
stamp.
Never mind. Well,
I believe they have a name for that.
I feel like we don't get togetger enough. This once a week
Once a
thing,
week,
it
yeah.
it doesn't feel right. It seems like we definitely need to make this an everyday occurrence. So that's what I got to say about that.
The other thing, too, is I hate that we miss so much.
Yeah.
in between shows. Like sometimes things will happen on Friday. Like let's say Urban Liar continues to compound his lies with more
man.
lies, and we got to wait a whole
Till
5
Wednesday.
days to talk about it.
Well, we don't wait. You can catch us on Twitter. We
Well, yeah,
always
you can,
debate
yeah,
on
we're
Twitter.
always talking on Twitter.
Yeah.
I gave out some words. I gave some Wednesday wisdom to Urban Meyer this week, or just any coach in general, that basically said if you have 73 wins, 2 Big Ten titles, 1 national championship, and you're 6-0 against your main rival, you don't have to wait for an AD to tell you to fire a wide receiver. You can just do it.
Absolutely.
You can just fire anybody you want, and the AD's going to go, whatever you need, Urban.
Was that his latest excuse? He was waiting on the AD.
Well, he
Tried
said,
to pass the buck.
well, I mean, if you read his little statement, he said, I followed all the protocols. I ran
Yeah, I did read
I
that
ran
statement.
it up the flagpole. I did everything that was needed. Even though, like 3 weeks ago, I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know how you even make up this story. Now it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there was something that happened in 2015, and I misspoke. I wasn't adequately prepared to answer questions about this.
You know what's weird though? He still has his job.
Do you think he's going to lose his job? The more this is playing out, the more I
Yeah.
think he's not going to lose his job. And I think the reason is the wide receivers coach is now gone, and the wide receivers coach is the one that man, I can't talk tonight.
Perpetrated?
Perpetrated.
Perpetuated.
God. Sorry, guys. It'll get better as I drink more beer, and I thank you for hanging on with me. But as he's not the one that actually did it, and he's saying that he ran it up the flagpole, whatever the hell that means in college coach speak. But he decided that he's just going to take the stance of, I did everything I was supposed to do. I think there's not going to be enough evidence in this, investigation that's going on. And when it comes out, it's gonna pass, and the next asshole that does something stupid in college sports in the next 3 to 4 weeks, that guy's gonna take the spotlight off of Urban Meyer, and we're just gonna forget about this into the sunset in the next couple weeks.
I actually honestly believe you, because if they were going to take action, it would have been last week to now. Like it's been what, two weeks? Nothing's happened really.
It's been since last Wednesday, because last
Yeah.
Wednesday was when everything broke that he was put on administrative
Well,
leave.
the initial interview,
Right.
And
Well,
then
yeah.
the rumors came out right after that.
There was the initial media day
Yep.
where he said he knew nothing about it, and then Brett McMurphy went to the
wife,
victim
yep.
and got permission to share her text messages,
Yes, she
and
did.
basically blew up his spot. And then they put him on administrative leave. Then Friday, it seemed like it was very well rehearsed, put together. You got Meyer dropped his statement, and then you got Zach Smith going on a radio show and ESPN saying, I didn't do anything, and Urban Meyer should keep his job.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So
I mean, if it comes from Zach Smith,
How-
it's got to
when-
be legit, right?
when I knew that Urban Meyer was probably going to keep his job is when this supposed board that's going to be investigating it says it's only going to be 14 days.
Right, and that was as of last Friday-ish, right? So I think we've got another week and a half of this, and they're going to come back and say, Urban Meyer could have done more, but we don't see that the investigation showed anything, I guess, bad enough to kick him off. Fire him.
I've never heard a real investigation where they're like, this investigation's going to take us X amount of time. Normally it's,
Yeah.
we're going to take as long as it takes to get to the bottom of this to make sure. That could be 3 days. That could be 3 weeks. That could be however long. But they normally don't put time limit. So what that really means is either one or two things are happening. They need 14 days to find out everything that went wrong and work with their lawyers and their contract law and everything else to fire him,
That sounds right.
or find out everything that happened and come up with excuses and explanations as to why they're not firing him.
Or find a patsy. Find somebody else to blame it on. Or
It's the old Chris Carter speech. You
Yeah.
always got to have a fall
fall
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
You got to have a fall
gotta have
guy.
a fall
That's
guy.
what you need.
A lot of people, a lot of Ohio State fans are making Gene Smith the AD the fall guy.
oh yeah, they'd
'Cause
rather
they
get
don't
rid of
care
him
if he
than-
leaves.
Yeah, they'd
They
be
don't
like,
have any ties to
No.
him.
Yeah, we're good.
Urban is their guy. Urban is the guy that's going to make a huge difference for that program forever. And that's what the guy they need. Gene Smith, he's replaceable.
Now, if you're a really, really good AD, do you want that job? I wouldn't. Now, if I'm like a bottom of the barrel AD and I'm
It's
looking
Ohio
for the
State.
opportunity, I'll take it. But if I'm somebody like, if I'm like Mr. White over at UCF, I'm not leaving UCF
Danny
to take
White.
Danny
Good
White.
guy.
Sorry.
Good guy.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving that job to take Ohio State under these circumstances, where I know at a moment's notice, my head football coach, who runs everything at Ohio State, is willing to throw me under the bus and let me lose my job. Because that's basically what he did to Gene Smith. He's like, hey, I did everything I could. I'm an innocent bystander on this. If Zach Smith was still on our roster and he did something wrong, that's on Ohio State and Gene Smith.
I mean, he's not totally wrong because once again, Urban Meyer is the face of it, not the AD, right? No one cares about the AD.
No,
in
they
the
don't.
grand scheme
He's
of
the
things.
fall guy.
Like,
100%.
Like during football season, we care about the AD, but
Right.
after that, nobody you're the AD. What? It's volleyball season. Nobody gives a crap.
Well, you
about
love the AD if you're the guy who brings in an Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're the genius.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Urban Meyer, if it's between Urban Meyer or the AD on the firing squad, the fans are going to choose the AD every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if your coach is 73. What?
So I would, 73 wins, however many losses in 6 seasons. I if I'm an AD or a GM or whatever, I want to be with a coach that wants me around, that has my back, and vice versa. Not a guy who's willing to be like, sorry, bro, I know I did the wrong thing, and I know I'm the one that's truly in control here, but you got to go.
You got to go.
It's still a good job, though. I know that the pressure of having a coach that runs it, it's like being the AD at Alabama. You know, you know that you wouldn't really have control.
But at
because
least,
it's all,
at least if I go work for Nick Saban, I don't have anything to say Nick Saban's going to sell me down the river the first chance he gets.
Well, you're not
where I
working-
know that with
As
Urban
an AD,
Meyer.
you're not working for Nick Saban. Nick Saban is actually working for you.
Supposedly.
No, he working for me. Fuck it, I'm making it happen.
Okay.
I mean, he's getting paid 10 times more money, but he's working for you.
I mean, you get that the head coach of a football
That
team
sucks.
that's successful walks
Think about
on
that.
water,
Yeah.
but you don't want your head coach to be so easily just be like, hey, here comes a bus.
Yeah,
Push him out in the street.
absolutely.
Hey, so I agree with you 100%. We talked about Urban quite a bit last week, right?
Yeah.
Are we ready
talked
to move
about-
on?
yeah.
Are we ready to move on?
Let's move on.
I think he's the greatest coach to coach at Florida ever. So we got to give him that. Do you agree?
Yes
he's
and-
not.
yes
He's not
and
going to
no.
give him that. Not
I
right
mean,
now.
think about that.
To be honest, now that you're bringing up Florida, it makes me nervous.
See, I told you this was going to happen.
Hold on.
eventually.
It makes me nervous as to what we were already knowing, that there was some suspicious stuff going on under Urban Meyer.
Mhm.
Now that we got people sniffing around again, it makes me nervous that what they're going to find, because this relationship Urban Meyer has with Zach Smith is very, very odd. So we know that in 2009 he beat his wife while she was pregnant and was arrested, and then charges were dropped and everything. And then he disappears in 2009. Urban Meyer stayed at Florida through 2010, but Zach Smith was gone. I don't know if he was forced out. I don't know what happened. But what I do know is once he left Florida, he ends up at Marshall as a wide receiver coach. And Marshall's head coach is a guy named Doc Holliday, who was a former assistant under Meyer. Then he goes from Marshall to Temple with Steve Adazio, another Urban Meyer
Man.
former assistant. And then Urban Meyer finally takes a job at Ohio State.
Here
And
comes
where's
Zach.
Zach Smith? He's right there. And once I told Memphis Spence this, he had a good take. Zach Smith is kind of like Urban Meyer's dog. His dog bit somebody, and the HOA said, hey, you can't have this dog here anymore. So he goes to his buddies like, hey, my dog
you
got
to
in
save
trouble.
my
Can you watch my
Yeah.
dog for me? And then when the dog's over there, he kind of runs his course over, gets annoyed. So then the Marshall's head coach is like, I can't take care of your dog anymore. Give him to somebody else. And he's like, hey, Steve Adazio, remember when I made you offensive coordinator and you really sucked, but then that somehow turned you into a head coach? You need to watch my dog for me. And then finally, Urban moved into a new house, got a new HOA that knows nothing about this dog, and now he's back.
Hey,
So my worry is, why is Urban Meyer doing all this for a guy like Zach Smith?
and this is I'm going to go back to
Hold
when
on.
we first started doing scout team, and I remember I say Urban Meyer isn't a choir child, and I said eventually we're going to find out that he did some shady stuff.
Oh, I don't
and
think
it was gonna
anybody.
come back to
I don't think
get you.
anybody had any ideas that he was a choir child.
No. You were kind of high on Urban, and I told you.
I mean,
said,
I was
dude,
high on his success as a coach, but I was never sitting there saying like, "Oh, he's a saint." But my worry is when Zach Smith was at Florida, he was a graduate assistant. What do graduate assistants do? They do all the dirty work,
Yeah,
from picking up drunk players
He's got
from
the dirt.
bars, from, just doing film and everything else to being bagmen sometimes. Sometimes they're the guys that drop off the money. Sometimes they're the guys that sees guys like Aaron Hernandez choke out somebody and gets them away before the cops come.
Hey, also, I mean, that's a great point. Like, seriously, that could be the cleanup man, but that's maybe why Urban Meyer is also guarding him, because he has all the dirt.
All of it.
Maybe
you got to keep that guy happy.
Yeah. Hey, look, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. You're gonna keep having a job in football. We got you.
Now, can we blame Urban Meyer for Antonio Callaway? Because I feel like somehow we should be able to blame Urban Meyer for Antonio Callaway.
That's all Will Muschamp and Coach Mack.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that guy.
I mean, they're all coming out of Florida.
I mean, it was
right?
a culture, though. I mean,
it's a culture.
It's a culture. I mean, Chris touts the honesty and the modest behavior of Florida when something goes wrong, and they're always able to correct the ship. But I always contended they just cover it up better than anybody.
So
there could be some truth to that.
Yeah, they just cover it up better than anybody.
Antonio Callaway has left a good organization like Florida and went to an even better organization known as the Cleveland Browns, and obviously his behavior hasn't improved.
See, now,
do you believe his story?
If this was anybody but Callaway, I would be like, this is no big deal. But because it's Callaway, and Callaway seems to always find trouble, it's a big deal.
Yeah, you can't.
But really all he was cited for was they found a little bit of marijuana under his seat. Now,
they also found bullets and gun parts in the car. So he
Okay.
had marijuana, bullets, and gun parts.
So he's a
Those
second
are synonymous.
So he's a Second Amendment enthusiast.
Exactly.
Who likes some grass.
That's all.
I mean, again, if this was anybody but Callaway, I really don't see a big deal here.
Anytime there's a drug and a football player, it's a big deal. It gets in the news. Now, it's especially sensationalized, like you're saying, because it is Antonio Callaway. Antonio Callaway has screwed up and screwed up and screwed up. He basically needs to go in the NFL and show them that he can keep his nose clean. They've already got Josh Gordon on the Browns staff on the roster that they're a little worried about.
They should be.
And now they've got Antonio Callaway, so and they just traded away Corey Coleman. So by the week 4, everybody might be on suspension if this keeps going on. So they got to be careful. And Antonio Callaway needs to watch himself. He could be out of the NFL sooner than he knows. If you guys remember Justin Blackmon, that was on the Jaguars a few years back, super talented receiver, couldn't keep himself out of trouble,
right?
Never materialized into being a great player like he should have been. Antonio Callaway is going to go down that same path, and he's never going to be the man he should be. He is a very talented wide receiver, and he has a lot of potential, and he can make a big difference on a Cleveland team that is desperate for offensive weapons, and he's done and screwed up again. Now, his story, did you hear his story of what happened? He's got a little bit of a cover-up. He said, my car was down in Florida. My buddy was driving it around. I think it might have been his. I went ahead and had it shipped up to Cleveland, so it was like the first time I was driving it, and I didn't realize it was in there. I think it was my buddy's, but I just didn't know.
I want to say he used that excuse before.
Everybody
I kind of want to say
excuse.
I want to say I heard that
that's
a couple of times. From
traveling with weed 101.
Yeah,
put that ish
on my
underneath
buddy.
your seat
Yeah.
and then blame it on somebody else.
Yeah, but I think Cleveland
plausible deniability.
Yeah, but I think Cleveland's going for a different route. I think they're going for the bad boys of the NFL, and I think it might work for them. Hey, we ain't got nothing else to lose. Let's create that image that we're bad. And we do what we want. It's kind of like the old Dallas Cowboys back in the day when Dallas used to get in trouble every week. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they're going for that particular image. I think what they're really doing is they're saying, well, Baker Mayfield's kind of cocky and an a-hole on the field. I don't care. We're 1-31, and we think he's the best quarterback. Give us this guy. Antonio Callaway was caught with fraud, and he's got some other issues that we got. We don't care. We think he's the best wide receiver available. We were 1-31. Just give us the best guy. I think that's more or less what's going on. When you're that desperate, you don't got time to be picky and choosy. You got to do what you got to do to win football games.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Sorry, just trying out some new drops.
I see that. No, I think Cleveland.
That was a good one.
I'm high on Cleveland this year, to be honest with you.
Everybody is.
So to be
I
honest
know. I
with
mean, you tweeted out that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I did not tweet that. Didn't,
Yeah,
didn't
you
go
did.
That,
It was
no,
founded.
No, I didn't go that far.
And
But
then you put Meaty Man out there. That was
Meaty
also
Man, the
one of
Thor Scout
your
team.
famous
That was
tweets
awesome.
that you did.
I still
Everybody
can't believe I
loved that.
didn't say hashtag beefcake.
Beefcake.
Stupid no edit button.
Yeah.
All right, so here.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Do you think weed is a big deal
No.
in and of itself?
No.
Shouldn't
Like,
be.
do you care if your players smoke marijuana?
It shouldn't be. In 2018, where we know about alcohol, where we know about opioids, we know about all this
Right.
other drugs. Marijuana is probably the safest of all of them. Like, you know what? Just legalize it
Like,
already.
if I told you 80% of the league smokes marijuana now, would you care?
No, I wouldn't care. I
wouldn't either.
I wouldn't make it a big deal, and I wouldn't want to suspend players for it either.
Marijuana is a non-issue, man. And in
Yeah.
my opinion, it is a total 100% non-issue. I think we need to get past this. These big teams, they need to, or big leagues, NFL, NBA, we need to move past this. Let's move on. It's getting legalized slowly, state by state. It's eventually going to be a non-issue. Should be a non-issue now. I completely agree. So just the fact that we're talking football, we're getting excited about it. I mean, I love the fact that football is back, but that garbage that is known as the Hall of Fame game was terrible. Did you get a chance to watch that, Chris America?
I watched about the first half.
Yeah, I watched.
I had it
About the
on. I was
same.
doing some other things. I was
Yeah.
watching off and on. Tyrod looked okay. Or not Tyrod, I'm sorry. RG3 looked okay. I don't know. Was it Chase Daniels was the Chicago quarterback?
Chase Daniel, yeah, he's been in the league 10 years.
It's hard to believe. I
And
feel like
he's-
he just graduated.
He's 1-1.
He's from Missouri, right?
He's played 10 years in the league, and he's only played two
games.
games. He's 1-1 in those games.
50%.
I mean,
he
that's
was
a great.
Missouri, right? Chase Daniels?
I can't even remember.
It was either there or Houston.
Yeah,
I
it was
feel like
one
he's
of
one of those
those-
like Midwest.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that has probably made $15 to $20 million and played two games in 10 years. It's awful.
I don't know, dude. I'm thinking that's pretty genius.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to see Lamar Jackson, but you didn't see much out of him. The fact that he wasn't starting, neither the elitism of Joe Flacco wasn't out there on the field, nor was Mitch. Mitch didn't play. So seeing Chase Daniel and RG3, it's just not exciting. That's the problem with preseason. They're testing out guys. They're
Especially early in the
Yeah,
preseason.
they're not doing it. It was a waste. To me, it just sucks. I want the real games. It's a little bit of a tease going in. Now, there are other things that can keep us going. We talked about the Browns being the Super Bowl champions. That's a quote from Anthony Mack. Browns being
not
Super
what I
Bowl
said.
champions. They're on Hard Knocks. Tuesday night, Hard Knocks premiered. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm going to watch it this weekend when I get a chance to catch up on some TV. But I just love what the Browns are doing. They're Baker Mayfield's got some RV that they're having some party in. It's kind of the secret QB club RV that they hang out in.
Nice. That
I
sounds
love
like
that.
Baker.
That, you know what? Bring some excitement back to what. Oh, it was Mizzou. Thank you out there, Ian Hall. We appreciate you. You and all
So, see,
your.
I kind of knew what I was talking
No,
about.
you
I
had no-
started off with Mizzou.
No, you didn't know anything.
Whatever.
No, stat check. So you've got this excitement with the Cleveland Browns. I love Hard Knocks.
Hey! Shut your mouth!
Wait, what did you say?
I don't want to hear your excuses.
So shut the hell up. I just gotta try a new one.
If I want to hear you talk, I'll put my fist up your ass.
I don't know where that one
something like
went.
He's looking for that.
Yeah.
You deleted it for all your other jobs.
No, it's in there somewhere. I'll get it back
That's
to
what
you.
she said.
I hope I didn't delete it. That's what she
All right,
said.
what was your
That's
point?
what she
He
said.
forgot.
No, my point was Hard Knocks coming back. Great show. It gets me pumped up for football. You get to see all the back end shenanigans. They like to show all these players that end up getting cut anyway. But I want to see Baker Mayfield. I want to see how he interacts on the field. I want to see Hugh Jackson and coming off a 1-31 over the last two seasons record. How's he going to motivate these guys? And then I saw a Twitter video. Jarvis Landry, who came over from the Miami Dolphins, had some super epic speech where he threw the F-bomb out 37 times, telling everybody, like, if you want to be good, we need to practice. You can't be this F and this, and you can't do this F and that. And he basically did the old, hey, let me bring you guys to the light and show you that we sucked as a team, as the Browns. We need to be a culture of winning. So you effing guys need to effing this and effing that and effing this and effing that. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this guy's serious." Like this is how we roll. This is how we do it.
Hey, first of all, Lou the dog.
Yeah.
Thanks for the shout out, buddy. He says you guys are giving up on Lamar too fast.
And that's not what I'm doing. Remember, I'm the one high on
you hate Lamar Jackson.
No. That's the one. I'm high on Lamar
you're
Jackson.
Definitely a Joe Flacco guy.
I think he's going to take Flacco.
You only like.
I do have one question for you.
Go ahead.
Is Lamar Jackson the greatest quarterback to ever play in the ACC?
Let's talk about that later.
All right, mull that one over.
Let's talk about that.
But let's get back to the Browns.
Nah, dude,
and
there's no way. There's no way.
There's
too many other good
There's
quarterbacks.
no way to do.
Like who?
I mean,
ACC's not. Maybe Deshaun Watson.
No, Mike Vick played in the ACC.
No, he didn't. He played in the Big East.
Hey, I hate to be.
Virginia
What
Tech
about
was in
the
the Big
elephant
East
in the
at
room
that
is
time.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, no.
Come on, man.
No. You got to give him his college career.
You can't have any rape allegations.
Shut up, bro.
No.
Shut up, man. Get out of here,
This
bro.
isn't a choir boy thing.
So
where
let
we
me
wanna make
ask you
sure-
this: if UCF had a pick between Jameis Winston or Lamar Jackson, who would you want on your team?
right now.
Yeah.
Because Jameis Winston has not played well as a professional, I would say Lamar Jackson.
What?
But coming out of college, I would have picked Winston.
See, I would have picked Jackson.
His college career was stellar. I mean, besides all the allegations, he came in and he rocked college football.
I'll take
Jameis
Jackson.
Winston was his besides all the stupid stuff that he does, his football IQ was through the charts. Period.
I'll take
Through the
Jackson
roof.
because Jameis Winston is a turnover machine.
When?
All the
College?
yes.
No, I'm not.
He
I'm
threw
not
like
even
3
saying.
or 4 interceptions against Florida.
I
Yeah,
mean-
you guys won, but it wasn't pretty.
Well, what year? Because you guys always had.
I mean, he
decent
only played
defense.
2 years.
The,
So
the national championship year, that was one of the best seasons ever for a college team. Florida State was destroying people, and Jameis was putting up sick numbers.
Lamar Jackson never looked like Jameis Winston did against Oregon.
I don't care.
Oh,
Lamar
I do.
Jackson's. He
That
was what
game is
8-5 last year. You can't be.
But that wasn't on Lamar Jackson.
And
That's on his defense.
Oh,
Well,
if he wins,
He
he,
had-
gets the credit.
he
If he
had-
loses,
well, no,
it's on the defense.
because he had
it
better.
was like
he had
28 straight wins, bro.
he had
Come on, man.
better stats. He had better stats last year than he did his Heisman Trophy winning season.
Hey man, are you trying to just get me to believe you? Because I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I mean, you can look it up.
Ian Hall said Jameis Winston.
Question
all
mark.
day.
It was a question mark.
Oh, it was a
question
question
mark.
mark?
He's like, really?
Jameis Winston over. I want to say that as college athletes, Jameis Winston has Lamar Jackson. But if you're talking about the top quarterback in the ACC of all time, I'm thinking that they're still not the top.
Hey, Lou the dog says the only reason why Mac backs Lamar is because he watched Lamar own his Seminoles for 2 years.
Hey, Little Dog,
Yeah.
you're gonna come on the show soon, buddy. We're gonna have some words, man. Yeah, you're gonna be barking.
Lou.
at
All right. So back to Cleveland.
All right, back to
So
Cleveland.
we settled that debate.
Going,
Lamar
going.
Jackson, the
All right,
best
so
ACC
here-
quarterback.
Here, now that we're talking about greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Wait.
Last
No,
Friday,
no,
you talked
no.
about Urban Meyer news.
No.
This was
No.
the big news that
No.
came out Friday.
No, man.
We had the debut
Come on,
in the
bruh.
CFL
God
of
dang.
one of the greatest quarterbacks of
Oh,
all
you're talking
time.
about this guy.
Johnny Football. That's right. 4 interceptions.
Wait,
I watched
in
that game.
his
Did you watch it?
debut.
You watched that?
I was at a restaurant and they had it on the TV.
Yeah.
That
You know
was
what I say
horrible.
about Johnny Football?
60% of the time, it works every time.
He was. That was bad.
rough, man.
That was rough.
That was rough.
For CFL, even for any standard, that was pretty bad. You're like, whew, what?
I don't have anything
four
good to
by
say.
halftime.
Yeah, 4 by halftime.
Now the second one was a tip that should have been caught, in my opinion. The other 3, they were on him. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't. Yeah, I was
But
disappointed.
he still threw him though. He still threw him.
He did.
Yeah.
Man, Johnny Football, why you let me down, man?
I'm gonna give him 3 games.
You give him? Is he Canada man for this week?
I'm gonna chalk it up to basically. I mean, the guy hasn't played in what 3 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's been a
Yeah, he's
while. You
rusty.
got to give him
you
a
gotta
little
throw
bit.
I mean, you got game speed is completely different from practice speed.
Yeah.
It's a wider field. They got this weird thing where the wide receivers start back. It was almost like AFL. They start back like 10, 15 yards and they run up to the line.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball of wax there. So I'll give him 3 games.
So
I guess so.
if we're going all in CFL right now, We have T.O. He gives his Hall of Fame speech over at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and the next day he's trying out for the Rough Riders. You think T.O.'s going to make it over there in the CFL? You think he's going to do it?
Well,
take that jump?
I mean, that
take
was
that
a week
leap?
ago. So once again, if they wanted to sign him, they had ample time.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's true.
I guess Odell Beckham ain't signed yet either.
Yeah, whatever. Screw Odell.
I'd want him. I
Screw
mean,
Odell.
the end zone in the CFL, I think, is like 20, 25 yards deep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, imagine being on the one, throwing a jump ball to T.O. with 25 yards of space.
Yeah, that'd be straight fire right there.
Hey, but I got to go back to Twitter real quick, man. Lou the dog, man. What's wrong with this guy, bruh?
Woo, woo.
He just said that Lamar is the best of all time. If not all of college football, it's him or Tebow.
Hey, do you want me to?
Get out of here,
any
bruh.
conversation
Get
that has
outta
Tebow
here,
as the best
man.
quarterback, I'll entertain.
Come on, the best quarterback of all time in college football
is who?
He said. No, that's what he said. Tebow.
He said it's
and
between
Lamar.
Tebow or Jackson.
Dude, Lou, you've been watching football for like 10 years, bro? Come on, man. Get out of here.
So I actually think Tebow needs to be in this conversation.
I mean,
trying
he
to be
always
a little
is in
bit.
this
Best quarterback of all time in college football?
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. Seriously.
I thought you loved Lamar. It's
Yes.
official. Mac,
Not Lamar.
Mac hates
No.
Lamar
I
Jackson.
like
Why
Lamar
do you hate
Jackson,
Lamar Jackson
but
so much? What did
the
Lamar
top
Jackson
of
ever
all-
do to you?
Yeah,
Is it
all
because he's
time.
black?
Dude.
You don't like black
We're
quarterbacks,
gonna
do
have
you?
a problem. We're gonna have a problem here real soon.
When I talk about Warren Moon, you always give me a dirty look.
You do. I say Warren Moon's better than Dan Marino, and
You're like, what?
you guys are assholes. The best of all time.
You shut your face. If we want to hear you talk, I will.
That's for you, Lou the dog.
Work your mouth like a puppet.
Come on, man. The best of all time. I mean, like, come on. The best college quarterback of all time. I'll give you Tebow in the top 10. He ain't the best of all time, man. Get
Who,
out of here.
Tebow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, really?
Tebow.
Nah, man.
Hey, so I've got Tebow news for us later on in the show. I just
What,
want
man?
everybody to know.
gentlemen, I brought some gifts.
What you got?
I like he's got beers, man.
I got
got
beers.
beer.
It's from Wisconsin. Our boys over at podcast Basements PSR.
Oh, shit. This shit is cold.
Basement
bro.
PSR. Is this
Huh?
a twist off?
Why
I don't
is it
think
so
this is a
cold?
twist off, man.
It's been in this ice box, man.
He
Damn.
travels with
So
a
this is
cooler.
called Spotted Cow Spells. You guys ever had it?
No, I've
No,
never
I've
had
heard of it, though. I've heard of it. I've
spotted
never had
cows.
Yeah.
Sean Daly loves it. I went up to Wisconsin, Michigan earlier this summer.
Oh, is that the same place?
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Michigan?
It's the same. I mean, it's basically. I mean,
Oh, boy.
He's a smartass. He wants to be a smartass, dude.
Yeah, he's always a smart ass.
Basement Sports Report always talks about this beer. Sean Daly currently has a bet with the Basement Sports Report between the Cubs and the Brewers, and Spotted Cow is part of that bet.
Yeah, you need to step up your bet game, brother. I'm just saying.
I mean, any bet that involves beer, I'm okay
I mean,
with.
the beer is fine, but come on, step
Man,
up your bet a little
This
bit.
is delicious. I'll be honest. This
It's
this
really
is a good
good,
beer.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
very smooth. There's no aftertaste. I wanted to be a smart ass and say oh, the beer's gone bad, but
Holy
I
shit.
can't, man. It's so
It's
good.
really
This
good,
is
and it
good.
really sucks that
Damn.
we can't get that here.
We're
Why-
gonna get that
why
imported.
not? Yeah, we got to start distributing this shit, man.
Hey,
Scout Team will distribute.
we're gonna have our
Spotted
own
Cow
beer
beer.
soon. I'm gonna
Hell
work with
yeah.
a local brewery. We're gonna get our own
Scout Team
beer
beer?
discovered soon.
It's gonna be sweet cause of you, right?
Yeah, it's going to be super sweet. Hey, I got one other NFL story I want to cover real quick and get your guys' opinion on this. But the Tennessee Titans, there's like 15 or 16 of these guys on the Titans that are going straight vegan for the season. And they're starting to say that meat is not good for you. Now, do we think that the millennials are taking over the world? I mean, I feel like these are the same guys that are probably doing yoga instead of weightlifting. And I kind of feel like they might be drinking kombucha also. Are we becoming a society of just straight millennial, let's go ahead, go vegan, go yoga, let's do it all? And is there a place in football for this kind of lifestyle?
Well, now that you told me that, I'm taking the Titans from finishing second in that division to tied with last. I know,
with you,
I know
man.
our boy over there at RSG loves his Titans, but man, vegan? How many players?
It was like 15 or 16 of them have gone straight vegan.
You might as well just suspend them.
I know.
Like,
basically
it would be better for them to
useless.
be suspended than to be vegan.
I mean, take them off, man. Take
A
them
lot
off
of
the
people
field.
said that that's why Colin Kaepernick's game kind of fell down a little bit because he went vegan.
I mean, and
I
his
think
was
his final
bad.
season.
His was
I'm
bad.
Not sure that's why, but okay.
No, I'm saying why he digressed in his final season before he wasn't playing anymore. I mean, he did digress. That did happen.
But you think it's because of what he ate? Like,
I mean,
if anything, vegans are supposed to be healthier.
So
right?
what is the excuse that we can use for Colin Kaepernick and why he sucks so bad?
For one, he didn't suck. He had the same numbers as your boy, pretty Jimmy G over there, end of the season. So.
What are you talking about?
He
Jimmy
had the
G
same stats.
was winning games.
But he had the same stats,
No,
same numbers.
That is a stat. A win and a loss is a stat.
Okay, but he had the same numbers.
You have a stat for how many wins
you have.
you
The
have.
same quarter. In fact,
Hey,
Colin
hey,
Kaepernick had
I don't want to hear your excuses.
No.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
He had a higher quarterback rating.
Then why has nobody
than
got him
Jimmy
on their team?
We all know why.
Really? We want to go there?
We're not doing it.
We're going there?
I think it's how he plays.
I didn't mean for it to go that far, man. I'm talking about being a vegan here.
Okay, let's talk about being a vegan.
Have you ever been hungry?
I've been hungry.
Yeah,
I'm a big
do you
boy.
play well when you're hungry?
No,
You're
but,
not.
but
like,
these
you
guys
see,
are
you
eating. No,
you seen these Snickers commercials? You're not you when you're hungry.
but these guys are eating. No,
I mean, I feel like if I was a vegan, I'd always be hungry.
That's so biased.
Like I need that red meat. I need those carbs.
That is
I
so-
need that milk.
That's so biased, man. No, dude. Like seriously, I don't think it affects you that much.
All right, so Anthony Mack just said he's gonna go vegan.
I didn't say that shit.
Anthony Mack is vegan.
Wait,
Okay.
do they have vegan beer?
Hey, this is plant-based food that we're going to start serving you.
Dude.
Do they have plant-based beer? Yeah, I think there's gluten-free beer. I
There's
don't know about
gluten-free
vegan
beer.
Yeah, I don't know about all that now.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I feel like there should be.
All right, so I'm going to take a quick break here. I'm going to say, hey, thanks everybody for listening to the Scout Team. We're going to do a quick commercial break. Today is the sports turd is doing the Ocho like they like to do every year. So they have some great sports going on right now. And Loudbeard will tell you a story about how he was a champion in one of these great different sports. But you'll hear that after the commercial break.
Ring Central features all-in-one phone, messaging, and video conferencing. It's easy to use with unparalleled security. Ring Central simplifies things so you can grow. Call Ring Central to speak with a representative about a price for your growing business at 877-779-3860. Again, that's 877-779-3860.
Oh, it's summertime. And what's that mean? We're all heading off to the golf course. But don't go too fast. Make sure you go to 12ouncesportsradio.com and book a tee time. At the bottom of any page, you'll see Book Like a Pro. Click that banner, enter your course of choice or zip code, find a tee time you like, book that tee time, and you'll get up to 50% off, courtesy of 12 Ounce Sports Radio. Book like a pro, even if you don't play like one.
Scout Team listeners and friends of the show, I've got something special for you. It looks like 12 Ounce Sports Radio has done it again. We have partnered with Rally House. You just go to the website 12ozsportsradio.com. Click on the banner on the right side of the page, and it will take you directly to Rally House. Rally House has some of the greatest, most unique sports items for that diehard fan, casual fan, and anybody and everybody out there that is special in your life. So go ahead and check it out. Once again, go to that website, 12ozsportsradio.com. Click on the banner to the right of the page, and you will get taken to the best sports merchandise website on all of the interweb.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys for that quick commercial break. Let's get back into things here. I was talking about the Ocho. Kind of gave that little bit of a bad tease. That's what I do sometimes, bad teases. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm gonna share something. This is a deep, dark, intimate secret of mine.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Right?
Oh,
you want to
boy.
hear a little bit more about digging into the life of Loudbeard?
Not really, but go ahead.
So the Ocho, it inspires me because they show all these alternative sports. And I want to say that I was a big deal in the alternative sports world when I was younger. Big deal. So if you guys didn't know this already, Chris America, I don't know if you knew this or not. Anthony Mack, I don't know if you knew this or not. But in 2002 and 2003, I was the UCF disc golf champion. True that.
The what?
The UCF intramural disc golf champion, both 2002 and then in 2003, I defended my title. So I went back-to-back years. They had my face was plastered all over the gym. I was a big deal, big man on campus. I was back then. There wasn't as much social media, but on the website I had a picture. So today, being the Ocho on the sports turd, I do want to say that I believe in these alternative sports. And Anthony Mack, if you ever want to book a tee time for disc golf, I'll wipe your ass all over the field on that sport,
Dude, I don't
too.
even know what that
Just
is,
like
man.
regular golf.
I really don't even know what that is.
I mean, you need to watch more of the Ocho, man. What do you mean you don't know what it is?
sorry,
This is disc
man.
golf, man. This is a professional sport.
Disc golf?
Come on, man.
You
Now,
know
if you want to book tee times, you can go to the website, too. Did you know that, Chris America?
I was just about to say that, man. If you're not really into disc golf and you're into actual golf, make sure you go to 12ouncesportsradio.com, click the page Book Like a Pro, and you can reserve your tee time and maybe see a discount come your way, man. It's almost fall. Fall's getting here. It's going to take a little bit longer here to get here in Florida, but I know up in the northern states, late August, early September, man, those temperatures start to get real nice. Perfect golf weather. You're going to want to get that because everybody's going to be trying to golf before it gets too cold to golf up there. So make sure you go to the website and you reserve your tee time and save some money. It's a win-win.
It is a win-win, man. All right, back into some sports. We're talking golf. I don't think I have any news for golf on my list here, but I do want to talk.
Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
PGA Championship this week. It's the last chance I have at getting my prediction right. He's a 28-1 favorite.
He had the lead in the last day on the last major. He has a chance. This could be a big deal, and hopefully he ends up lighting it up, man. I want him to do well. I think we all want him to do well. So hopefully this is the time that he really just, I don't know, he kind of shines. So hopefully we see that out of him. But that's all I got on golf. You got anything else?
No, I don't have anything on golf.
All right. I'm going to go a little NBA, just quick NBA. I know it's off season.
I have one more thing on golf. Happy Gilmore, best golf movie of all time?
Yes.
Okay.
By far.
What are you going to go with?
We 10 Cup. It looks like a 10 Cup.
I like 10 Cup.
Caddyshack.
Which one was the one with Will Smith?
Caddyshack's
Bagger
good.
Vance?
I never seen Bagger Vance.
Yeah, that's Bagger Vance.
It was
and Will
racist.
Smith.
It was racist. They got Will Smith in it.
Fuck it.
Like,
Fuck it.
It was racist then.
I don't know if Harmon stole that drink, man.
I believe it.
He did. Stole it from his caddy.
I know Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack are my top two. I want to say Happy Gilmore's a little bit higher, but I haven't seen Caddyshack in a while, and I recently saw Happy Gilmore. I feel like if I saw the original Caddyshack again, I'd probably fall back in love with it. Bill Murray, awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
The Gopher. You got Chevy
yeah.
Chase. You've got.
I like Tin Cup,
I mean,
yeah.
great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
So MMA, Chris America is our local in-house MMA expert. He runs that great show known as the Uneducated Fight Club. But there's a couple MMA news pieces that came up this week that I think are pretty exciting. One, Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson. He
broke my heart, man.
He lost, man.
It was a hell of a fight.
Got his ass kicked, right?
No, it was one of the most even fights I've ever seen.
I always want to say people got their ass kicked in MMA.
Okay.
If you
always want to say that.
If you want to see somebody get their ass kicked, Greg Hardy beat somebody's ass
Did he?
recently. Yeah, you should look that knockout up.
Oh,
Nice.
really? I want to see Greg Hardy. He's probably pretty savage out there, man.
The guy who made shirts?
So, yeah. So it was a split decision for Demetrius. I got to hand it to Rahudo.
It's Henry Cahuto.
Cahuto, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Got to hand it to him, man. Hell of a fighter. I said that I was worried that he lost it. Jordan and Craig said they didn't think so, but it was a split decision. Could have gone either way. I hope they give him another shot to earn his title back if he wants it. But now the thing is, I won a belt, so now I want to go up a weight class and get 2 belts. And that's what Cahuto said after he won. He's like, I want to go up a weight class.
He wants to go up a weight class.
He wants to go up a weight class.
He doesn't want to fight Demetrius Johnson again. He doesn't. He doesn't want any piece of that because Johnson beat him like 4 or 5 fights ago.
Yeah.
And this fight was such a split that you think that he may have been lucky to get the decision that he got, and he doesn't want to go back into the ring with them. I mean, Demetrius Johnson, 13-fight winning streak, one of the pound-for-pound best fighters on the planet. If I was Henry Cejudo, I'd be like, dude, I'm done. I'm good. I won.
I beat the champ.
I beat the champ. I'm moving on. Now, you know what the experts are saying? Daniel Cormier moves up into be the pound-for-pound best fighter on the planet.
This statement, I heard this before. This statement bothers the hell out of me.
Pound for pound?
That Cormier is the best fighter that they have. Because I seen him get destroyed by John Bon Jones. Like, that's a disparity out of this freaking world. Like, how is the best got beat just a year ago? Like, and not even close. He knocked him out, and you still don't remember it. Like, seriously, that's crazy to me that there's such a disparity in that sport.
I mean, when they came up to D.C. and they said, hey, by the way, we're going to go and say that was a no contest because John Jones tested positive for steroids. He's like, what fight? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, he had no idea.
DC
he
was like, I don't remember. There was a fight. I mean, I remember I woke up one day and my belt was gone, and you guys said something about it. But
and that's crazy to me. Like, now he's the best fighter that they've ever seen, that they ever had. Like, come on, really?
Pound for pound.
If you ask Craig and Jordan, man, they think he's probably the greatest of all time.
He got his ass kicked.
They don't count it because he was on steroids.
I mean, that's an argument for another day because that's a good argument.
But let's talk about it all night. Let's talk about the big news.
The big news. There's one other big news. My man is back in MMA. UFC 229, bringing back the man that is the greatest Irish man fighter of all times. And I'm not talking about Irish Terry Conklin.
You're talking about Fit Finley.
Fit Finley. Oh, wait, no. I am talking about my
name
man,
is Finley, and
Conor
I love to fight.
McGregor is back.
Well, like,
Khabib, you better watch out.
He agreed to a fight.
Watch
he's
out.
Not back yet. He has to get in the ring and fight.
He's 1-0 against buses.
I'm not so sure. That bus won. He went to jail.
No, he didn't go to jail, man.
He did go to jail that day.
What, for like an hour?
Whatever, he went. The bus got the window repaired and keep going. Come on, you want that on his street cred. You want him to say, yeah, I've been to jail, because otherwise it's like he's just a clean-cut Irishman.
So everybody that I've been seeing...
He's just another rich white guy who got community service.
Yeah, he is. He went to Martha Stewart jail.
He didn't even go to Martha Stewart jail. Martha Stewart's got more street creds than Conor McGregor.
Hey man, don't be hating on Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's my guy, dude. Don't be doing that to my guy. So
I mean, she hangs out with Snoop now.
Oh yeah, dude, she's definitely more gangster than Conor McGregor, man.
Snoop saw Martha in prison. She's like, dang, I didn't know that girl rolled like that. I'm about to call her up.
So everybody's saying that Khabib's gonna wipe.
Wait. More important, do you think Snoop tapped it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Martha Stewart got that.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart got. Yeah,
you got to put that on your list. That's a bucket list item.
Yeah, she got
Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
Stewart.
Why not?
Tap that once in your lifetime. She's on my hall pass.
Yeah, why not, bro?
Martha Stewart.
I'm just saying.
Do you think if you like, she lets you know how good you hit it by what kind of thing she knits for you afterwards,
or bakes? She's like, hey, look, this is apple pie.
That's why he's hanging. That's why Snoop hangs out with her.
Hell yeah.
Damn, Martha, these pop brownies are the shit.
All right, so October 6th, McGregor is bringing Khabib into the main event, and a lot of people are high on Khabib because he's a ruthless killer, and McGregor's been out of the game for a little while. He hasn't been fighting, so yeah, I think McGregor's the underdog. I think a lot of people on Twitter were atting me about how Khabib's going to wipe the floor with McGregor. But I'm going all in on McGregor. So if you guys want to bet, this is a great time, great opportunity. I haven't gambled in a long time ever since that beard incident.
Wait. You going to gamble on this?
Yeah, man. I'm in.
Hey,
I'm in. I'm going all.
Wait.
Loudbeard is going all. Now I'm not doing the beard bet again.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Khabib, the champ.
Khabib.
This is a UFC fight. This
All
makes
right.
me nervous,
Hey,
but
October 6th, we got some time to think about this.
no, I'm going all in.
What do you got?
What?
You dusting off that romper.
Ooh.
There's only one way to do a McGregor.
I need to lose some weight because that shit's
There's
tight.
only one way to do a McGregor bet.
Hey, that shit was tight when you had it.
I'm going to wear it anyway. Win, lose, or draw, bitches.
Because nearly a year ago,
Yeah.
it was August 26th. It's August 8th. It was almost a year ago. You lost a romper bet. I think it's time to bring it
All
back.
right, romper bet is back. I hope Chris America finally gets to wear his romper that he never bought.
I just wear the one that you have. Why we got to go buy a new romper?
That's true. It'd probably fit you better because
I should get an American romper.
American flag romper. America. All right, America. NBA comes out with their new schedule, and they announced their Christmas Day games, and I just have to mention this. We've got LeBron James versus the Golden State Warriors. That'll be a fun game to watch.
Hold on. Ian from RSG says, down goes Mac. Is he in on this romper bet? Tweet at us, Ian. Let us know if you're in on this romper bet.
Ooh, Ian's going to get in on a romper bet?
We're in,
Hey,
bro.
where is
You're
Ian
in,
located
bro.
at?
He's in Arkansas. He's in Arkansas.
Where's he located?
Oh, yeah. You can't wear rompers in Arkansas, bro.
He might get
so then
shot.
he
Wait. Hold up.
Hold up.
I want to feel that overalls are kind of like rompers, so he's good.
Overalls are the original rompers.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's good. Hey,
Okay,
nah,
you saying Ian wears overalls? Ian at
Possibly.
Max Scout Team. Hit him up.
Possibly.
He's calling you
What?
Overall wearer.
I'm just saying, people in Arkansas
Come on, man.
probably wear overalls.
I mean, I believe you're kind of making an assumption here.
Levi's.
This
They
is
wear,
a
they wear,
pre-
Le- they
your-
wear Levi
Your prejudice
overalls.
against Arkansas Ians.
No, what's prejudice about it? They wear overalls to wear overalls.
To work?
Why not?
Like McDonald's, they'll wear overalls. They'll wear it at the Dairy Queen.
I want to say
maybe out on the farm. Maybe
definitely
at
on
the
farm.
Walmart.
I want it definitely in the farm, definitely in Walmart. Dairy Queen, maybe. Saturday night, absolutely. I'm just saying. I want to look. My phone's blowing up now. He is probably like, really, bro? Hey, look.
Come on, bro.
I'm just saying. It's a possibility, right? It's got to be a possibility.
It is a possibility, man. All right, so we're going straight romper bet. Romper bet is back. Hashtag that. Mac needs to wear romper 100%. And he does not wear overalls. Ian just tweeted at me. So we're going to move on from that.
Well, let's go back to the 5 marquee games.
Now, I got 3 highlighted. The other ones I'm not, like Bucks. I'm like, whatever. But LeBron versus Warriors. I like that game.
Okay.
And it's not the
Why?
Lakers versus the Warriors. It's
LeBron
versus the Warriors.
Yeah.
76ers Celtics, the best 2 teams in the East. Well, maybe Toronto's in that mix, but 2 of the best 3
Toronto's
teams in the East.
definitely not in that mix.
Toronto
Kawhi?
is 100%
Kawhi
in that
doesn't want to
mix.
play.
Bullshit.
He doesn't want to play there.
Moving on.
Whatever, man.
Thunder versus Rockets. That game I'm excited to see. So those 3 I'm excited about.
Will Imagine Dragons play at halftime?
I hope so.
I feel like they need to.
Yeah, definitely.
Thunder. Feeling thunder.
Hmm.
Well, I asked this question today since they came out with the marquee games. Which holiday sports combo is better, Thanksgiving Day in NFL or Christmas in NBA? What do you say?
100% Thanksgiving in the NFL.
Yeah,
man.
it was a landslide, 81% to 19%.
Yeah.
Does that mean you did a bad poll, or does that mean that everybody loves football so much NBA is always going to have that backseat?
Everybody loves football so much except for our boy Mike Corvallis. You can catch him in Mike and 10.
Yeah, Mike and 10.
He says the fact that y'all people want to watch Cowboys every year on Turkey Day over 5 marquee NBA matchups is absurd. Remember, Thursday is not good football.
I do not want to watch the
wait.
Cowboys.
But
100%,
no.
I have no desire to watch
No,
them.
we do, because we love to see the Cowboys lose.
Oh, yeah. I like to see them
so
lose.
That's why we watch.
I'm not
going to
watch a whole game just to watch them lose. I'm just.
Yeah, we
I'm
watched
gonna pass.
We watched the last half. And
I
make
lie.
Sure
I'm
going to
watch
by like
football
20 zip,
on
21
Thanksgiving, no
zip.
matter what.
Yeah, they're down 21 to zip. That's why we like to watch it. Dallas loses most of the time, so.
Yeah.
A couple of reasons why I like to watch over the NBA is because 1, football is better, and 2, these matchups actually matter towards the playoffs. Where nobody, tell me who played Christmas Day, and like
Nobody knows.
how much did we sit there and go back and say, oh man, on Christmas Day that was the turning point of the season.
Well, I do know that the Magic played on Christmas Day when Dwight Howard was there. So that was, 6 years ago? That's the last game I remember. True story.
The Magic are going to play in Mexico City twice.
You know what else is awesome about the Magic? I heard this on the drive-in. I didn't confirm it, but I heard it's their 30th anniversary for the Orlando Magic, and they're going back to their original jerseys. That's the Penny Magic or the Penny and Shaq jerseys where it's got the star
The
for the
pinstripes?
Magic.
So it's
got
got to be more like the Scott
Nice.
Skiles.
old school Scott Skiles.
I mean, that's the
style.
original. I mean,
Yeah, all of it. They're gonna have it all on there. It's gonna be awesome. So good for the Magic. But NCAA updates their rules, and now these guys can be qualified for the draft, and if they don't get drafted, they can go back and play in college.
only players that are deemed elite by USA Basketball.
Oh, is that the caveat? I didn't read the article all the way to the bottom.
What now?
I don't do that
Say
to
that
emails. Also,
again?
at work, I get in trouble. They're like, "Did you read that on the email?" I'm like, "I read the first sentence. After that, I
And I was
just deleted.
done.
I'm out. Peace."
So
Say that again?
USA Basketball gets to deem players, high school and in college, as elite, and they get to list off. I don't know what the number of players is, but you have to be listed off by USA Basketball as elite, and then you're allowed to be wined and dined by an agent.
Wow.
But the agent has to wine and dine you in your school city. You have to continue to go to class, blah, 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 blah. So, like, remember how it used to be where you Anthony, you're on the basketball team. You can't have somebody take you out to, like, an expensive 5-star restaurant and get, like, a $100 steak.
Uh-huh.
No, you can do that now. As long as you're on this USA list of elite players.
That
So
makes
Coach
it
K
even-
owns the world now.
That makes this even worse because now all I need to do is just smooth somebody to get on the list.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is horrible.
Who
thought of this shit?
It pales in comparison to everything like, oh, we can't play the players because then we got to make everything equal. We can't do this because we got to make everything equal. And now it's like, so, like, let's say Trae Young last year could have gone out and got a steak dinner, but Katie Ledecky, an Olympian swimmer, couldn't do that.
Bullshit. I call it on it all.
Dude, this is a horrible. Who thought of this shit? Who thinks of this?
Who do you think? The NCAA.
This is horrible. This is a
Hootie
fucking
who?
horrible idea. This is your boy Emmerich.
Yeah, it's our boy Emmerich.
Hey,
fuck him, dude. That's garbage.
Give
man.
Emmerich a break.
No, fuck Emmerich.
He sent
man.
us a letter the other day.
Did he?
So DD from the Loudbeard Sports Show that has been on a little bit of a hiatus lately because we're focusing on the new morning show. She received a letter from Mark Emmerich. It was printed, so it wasn't his actual signature, but it was welcoming her to NCAA athletics. And now I like the guy. I got a personal letter from him.
Bruh.
So you
Nah.
guys need to get back off of his nuts,
Dude,
please.
that's
hey,
so,
back off of his nuts,
that's
please.
garbage, man. Like seriously, it's always been pay to play, but now it's just in your face. It's just in your face now.
Now I've got good news for you.
Go ahead.
All right, so
Save 15%
every
of your
week,
car insurance by
and I
switching
missed
to
this out.
Geico?
I missed this last week, and I apologize to all of our listeners because I get added all the time about how this is their favorite segment. We call this Tim Tebow News.
Oh God!
All
damn it.
right, so this week on Tim Tebow
I'm
News,
turning my mic off.
the Richmond Flying Squirrels had their biggest attendance at their recent game against the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Even though Tim Tebow was not playing, the idea that Tim Tebow could be playing when pre-sale tickets were being sold increased their tickets for this game by over 3,000. So a representative from the Flying Squirrels says that he believed that the increase in attendance was strictly because of Tim Tebow. So Tim Tebow, even though he wasn't in attendance, he's hurt, he's done for the year, he's still making a difference on the minor league baseball teams. That's really helping the revenue and helping out all these young athletes that are trying to make their way through AA baseball. Thank you, Tim Tebow. Thoughts and prayers to you, friend.
Thank you, Loudbeard, for sharing that amazing words of Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow's the best, man.
He is.
He's the absolute best. Hey, so Chris America and I...
What happened? I zoned out. What were you talking about?
So I'm going to do something a little crazy here. It may flop.
Crazy.
So, we'll go with it. You guys can chime in as you will.
Chime.
But we talked the other day, Chris America... I'm stealing his idea, so I'm going to roll with it. But we talked about doing a time machine segment where we go back in time and talk about sports from a different era.
We're going Doc Brown on you, y'all.
We're going Doc Brown on you guys. So make sure everybody's listening in because we are going back in time.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Yes, that is right. We have built a time machine. Doc Brown is doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I apologize because I definitely cut that short. I need to do this one more time. This is a segment that I am testing out, so listeners, beware.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
And that's right, we are going back in time, ladies and gentlemen. This year, 2008, we are back to the future.
2008 was a good year, man.
It was a good year. Manny Pacquiao defeats the great Oscar De La Hoya after 8 rounds in a fight billed as the Dream Match. This was in Las Vegas, and Manny Pacquiao defeats the legend. Also, 2008, Tiger Woods wins the U.S. Open. He's back on the championship trail. He defeats Rocco Mediate following an 18-hole playoff, which they were at even par, forces a sudden death playoff on the 7th hole that Tiger Woods wins. UFC 91, Randy Couture versus Brock Lesnar. The main event featured the return of UFC heavyweight champion Randy Couture versus Brock Lesnar in a title bout. The decision to grant Lesnar, who was 1-1 in the UFC at the time, the title shot was very controversial. Lesnar wins TKO in the 2nd round. Let's see, we've got the University of Kansas Jayhawks defeat the Memphis Tigers for the championship. We've got the Big Three in Boston, the Celtics. We've got Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. Wins the championship, beats Kobe Bryant in the finals, and Paul Pierce is named MVP. And in the World Series, the Phillies defeat our Tampa Bay Rays. May you rest in peace, Tampa Bay Rays. You have not been that close since. Wimbledon Championship.
Man, that team was so good.
It was so good.
BJ Upton.
Oh,
man.
So good. Now, this one's, Anthony's going to like this one.
Go ahead.
Our girl, Serena, loses.
You jackass.
To her sister, Venus.
Yeah.
At Wimbledon.
I remember that.
And that same finals at Wimbledon, Rafael Nadal defeats Roger Federer. So basically 10 years later, or 10 years back, same Wimbledon.
Yeah.
BCS National Championship. Yes, I did say 2008 BCS National Championship. LSU defeats the Ohio State University 38-24. The Detroit Lions set records with a 0-16 season. And lastly, the New York Giants and the great Eli Manning defeats Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in an amazing upset when David Tyree makes the helmet catch. And that, my friends, we have gone back to the future to 2008. And I'm out.
So did you mention that Tim Tebow
led
the Florida Gators to a national championship season?
No, he didn't.
Rolled over the Florida State Seminoles.
No, he didn't mention
rolled
that.
over the LSU
He didn't
Tigers.
mention that. Whatever.
They beat Oklahoma 24-14. They took what was his name? Sam Bradford. They were putting up what they called Xbox numbers back in the day. That offense was lighting up the scoreboard, and they only scored 14 points against the stout, staunchy Joe Hayden, Brandon Spikes, Ahmad Black, all those fellas. They shut him down. They shut down Sam Bradford, made him look like the pedestrian quarterback that he really is. It was a good time. Also in 2008, my son was born.
Oh, nice.
August 29th, 2008. So,
hey, my daughter was born same year.
I got a son and a national championship for the Florida Gators.
So now, when did Florida win? Was it?
So it was the 2008 season.
So they won in 2009.
So they won in 2009.
See,
but it should still be brought up.
I brought up
that it was the
about
2008
LSU.
season. But that's the 2007 season.
Hey, if we're going back to the future, we're going into the year of 2008.
But the majority of that season was in 2008.
I mean, Wikipedia only gives me information from 2008, okay? You got to be careful.
Now,
that's just how things roll.
Now,
nobody cares.
Here's the top 100 songs. I'm not giving you all 100. So what do you think the number one song in 2008 was?
Ooh.
According to this Billboard.com website, the Hot 100 songs.
10 years ago. I don't know, bro. 10 years?
Low by Flo Rida featuring T-Pain.
Holy shit, he's that old?
Yeah, he is.
Fuck fluoride.
Do you remember
man.
this song was number 2, "Bleeding Love" by Leona Lewis? I do not remember that song at all.
Don't remember that.
And then you had "No One" by Alicia Keys,
Yeah.
"Lollipop" by Lil Wayne.
Lollipop.
Timberland was big back then.
Timberland wasn't big. But
Let's
he
see,
was
Chris
out
Brown had a couple of hits in the top 10.
there. Name one Chris Brown song. Come on.
"With You" and "Forever."
Yeah, there you go.
I'm out.
Ray J and
Gonna slap you.
Ray J and Youngberg. Do you know what song they had?
I don't deal with Ray J.
"Sexy Can I?"
Oh God.
And then your girl Rihanna had "Take a Bow," "Disturbia," and "Don't Stop the Music" in the top 20.
Disturbia.
That's my girl, not Anthony's girl, by the way.
Oh, you like Rihanna? She all right. You know,
She's better than all right. Come on, man.
I don't like skinny Rihanna. So 2008 Rihanna you can have, but
Dang.
I'll
recent
take her.
Rihanna,
Hey, I'll
she's
take
thick
2008.
now. No,
Back to
she's
the
thick
Future.
Now. I'll take that.
22 and 23 was Mariah Carey was 22 with "Touch My Body," and then Madonna did something with Justin Timberlake, 4 minutes.
Yeah. I only got 4 minutes to save the world.
All right, that's
You
fun.
don't remember that? You
No.
don't know that song?
I don't know, man. I was drunk on the floor somewhere.
What do you think the top movies in 2008 were?
Something
2008.
with Marvel.
No, Marvel
No, that
wasn't
was
big in
before.
2008.
Because when did
Marvel
Iron Man come out? 2010, I thought.
Did it?
No, it was 2008 because they said
Iron Man.
They said
That's a great
Avengers.
2008 movie.
They said Avengers was the 10-year. Like this is what we've been building up for 10 years. So yeah, Iron Man came out in 2008.
Yeah.
But there was a better superhero movie. What was it?
better
Blank Man.
superhero?
Blank Man.
A
Oh
better-
wait, that was 93.
Kiss my ass.
Dude, Blank Man's a good movie, man.
We're gonna talk later.
Remember the Damon Wayans, wasn't it?
It was the number 1 movie in 2008, comic book movie, better than
Oh,
Iron
Watchmen.
Man.
Oh, Batman.
Not Watchmen.
Which one?
Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark
Oh,
Knight.
I'm about to say.
Dark Knight is
Wait.
one of
When
the
did
best
Watchmen
ever.
come out?
Watchmen was probably 2011 or something.
I thought, okay, so this one was number 5, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I love
seems
that
like-
movie.
That seems, I haven't seen it yet. I feel like that one was
What?
older. I haven't seen it.
I never saw it. I didn't see Benjamin Button.
You don't.
I mean, if you're a male aficionado and all you do is love on Brad Pitt, then you'd go see that in a heartbeat.
I'm gonna kick both of your
Hey,
asses.
so Anthony, you didn't even bring up your segment about male cheerleaders.
Because there's no section
There's a
like that.
there's a big story out there. The Rams are going to have male cheerleaders, and
I
you're
thought it was the
supposed
Cowboys.
Ooh. Probably is. I'm with you. I think Cowboys, definitely Cowboys, 100%.
Gran Torino was 2008. Get off my
Oh
lawn.
yeah, get off my lawn.
Racist song.
Clint Eastwood
Racist.
doing them dirty. Always does.
Dirty Harry's a racist
Woo.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull came out that same year.
That was a
I never
dud,
saw it. It
man.
was
You know what?
garbage.
No, that
It
was
was
a
a
good.
dud.
No. I
You
liked
liked it?
it. I liked it.
All right.
It was just not classic Indiana.
Here's a little
Jones,
trivia
you know?
for you.
Go ahead.
Which Will Smith movie in 2008 was number 4 in the box
Men in
office
Black.
that year?
2008?
Yep.
2.
No, Men in Black was back.
$227 million. Yep. Hancock.
Hancock, yeah.
Another superhero movie, man.
Yeah, Hancock.
People love superheroes, especially ones that have alcoholism in their family.
He was a good. That was
Yeah, he was a
that
good character.
Yeah, that was Hancock was awesome.
There needs to be more Hancocks in the world.
Dude, yeah. Why
But
why wasn't there a Hancock too? I feel like we should make that.
Oh, and then there was 2 movies that Anthony would love, Sex and the City and Mamma Mia came out in 2008.
Oh, Anthony, he
Kiss
petitioned
my
the
ass.
internet for a sequel, and they're doing a Mamma Mia sequel.
Kiss my
Good
ass.
job, Anthony.
All right, which Will
I've never
Ferrell
seen Mamma
movie?
Mia.
Which Will Ferrell movie came in number 28 that year?
Is that the basketball movie?
Old school?
No.
Oh, the basketball, the Tropics, semi-pro.
Semi-pro. No, it's
Hey,
Step Brothers.
We should watch
Oh,
Semi-Pro
that was a
together.
good movie. Underrated. Will
Tropic
Ferrell.
Thunder came out in 2008. See,
I
you
wasn't
didn't,
a
you
big
didn't like
fan.
that?
No.
I had low expectations, and then when I saw it, it was a little bit above, so I liked it.
The commercial for Booty Juice, that was awesome.
Okay.
I love the booty.
He
I love the
also loved High School Musical 3 senior year.
Ooh.
Who said that?
High School
did.
Musical never gets old.
No, I didn't watch High School Musical.
2008 was a good year, man.
It was a good
Yeah.
year. I'm glad we took the time machine back.
I was
and-
25. I missed that time. Like I felt like 23 to 25 was my golden years.
Yeah, you peaked early.
I did.
There's 100%.
No, I mean, I had a chill job. I didn't really have any responsibilities. I
Yeah?
wasn't a dad yet. Like
Uh,
just hanging out, drinking, and
no.
going to work. That was it, man.
No,
that was the life.
I think I was working my ass off selling beer for Anheuser-Busch, actually. So no, I'm.
Hey, I was
I'm
working
good.
my ass off drinking beer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same here.
No, I wasn't actually working for Anheuser-Busch. I was working for the competition.
Oh.
I was working
snap.
for Miller Coors.
Coors Light.
Tweet us at Scout Team Radio.
Hey.
At Scout Team Radio. Tell us what you were doing in 2008.
I
Tell
was
us your
wearing
favorite part of 2008.
I was wearing a Coors Light cowboy hat.
You were.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
You like that? I had the goatee, so I know it was at least like 4 years ago.
I was driving a Coors Light Escalade at that point in time.
Yeah, you a baller, man.
No, it was just
And by the way, the
car.
show Ballers with Rock is coming back this week.
I love that show.
It's
man.
a good show,
I'm
man.
a season behind.
Are
I didn't
you?
watch
You
last
need to catch
season.
up, man. Great show.
Yeah,
Great show.
I bet you do.
Of course,
like,
the Rock
you remind me of the white guy on there.
Rob Corddry.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Man, I take that as a compliment. I
I
really
know.
do. That's not a bad thing, man. I'll live with that. I live with that.
If
Hey,
you're Rob, I'm the Rock actually.
So I just looked up top shows in 2008.
Oh, right, here you go.
he's obsessed. Like his
he's
time
in
machine is.
2008.
He's
He
in a
wants
hot
to go
tub
back.
time machine right now.
Yeah, he wants to go back.
So Lost was 2004, 2010, and I think
Oh.
season 4 was when Lost
Jumped
got
the shark.
just
Yeah, it went
ridiculous.
crazy.
Jumped the
So,
shark.
But
so
you had to
2008 was a
finish it
bad
though.
year.
You finished it. Though,
Oh
right?
yeah, you had to.
You had to
Oh,
finish it.
Such
yeah.
a great show.
I was pissed off.
Why
that
is
I
there not
finished
more
it.
Lost?
No,
in
fuck
the world,
Lost.
man?
You know what show I just couldn't finish is Walking Dead. I gave up this last
what?
season. I got two
I did
episodes
too.
in. I'm done.
You what?
This season, I've watched every episode. In this season, I got about halfway through the season,
No.
and it's on my DVR, and I keep
you
saying I'm going to
serious?
get to it. I'm.
There's nothing to bring you back.
Are you serious, man?
I watched last season. It was
Nigga.
awful. I was waiting for it to get good, and then it was bad, and then I gave it 2 or
It
3
wasn't
episodes. I gave it 2 or 3 episodes this season. I was
No,
like,
it
I'm
wasn't
done.
bad,
I'm
man.
going to
It
say
was a
that
good
it's not
show.
bad. It's like The Simpsons. I know The Simpsons are good, but after like 10 years, I was like, okay, I'm done. And they kept going for another 10, 15 more years. Like, same thing with South Park. These shows are
South
great.
Park never gets old, man. I watch South Park all day.
Family Guy. Like,
I don't
I
watch
love
Family
them for 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. And then after that, it's like, how many
You
times
lose-
can you recycle the same shit?
Well,
And
you
you
guys
lose
are-
your motivation to watch it.
Well, you
Yeah,
guys
you
are
do.
Americans
You
with
just-
your short attention spans.
I like shows that I can like for 2 or 3 seasons, and then a new show I'll get into. It looks like the weather is started getting rough, and this tiny ship was tossed, and the rain is coming in. Now, we have a good friend over from We Talk Sports Good that's going to be
We Talk
tuning in.
Sports Good.
Now, they do their show 9:30 right after our show. There's a little bit of a gap where we throw in some commercials just so we can pay the bills and keep the lights on here at the studios. But we have a good friend giving us a call here in just a few minutes. So we're excited to listen in to him and kind of bridge over to that next show because I think that's going to be amazing. And while we're waiting for him to call in, I just wanted to say, man, I don't know if you guys have watched much baseball. I know neither of you are like huge baseball guys, but the Red Sox are lighting the world on fire. They're 9-1 in the last 10 games. They swept the Yankees, who the Yankees are probably the second or third best team in the league. And, I mean, these Red Sox, this looks like it's their year. I think they're going to be winning it all. I hate to say that because I'd love my Nationals to kind of kick it into gear and maybe make a run for it here late and deep into the playoff picture. But the Red Sox are just lighting the world on fire.
Can't do Boston and New York, so whatever. They can have it.
I saw a stat that they're on pace to win like 113 games this year if they keep up their pace that they're on now.
God
and that would
dang.
be the most games ever won by a Boston Red Sox team. Now, when we think about tradition, the Red Sox have had a lot of good seasons over the past 100 years. Now, it took them a long time to win a championship, but they have had good seasons. All right, guys, hold on tight. We're getting ready to bring on a good friend of ours from We Talk Sports Good. Hey, Dominic, is this you, sir?
Yes, it is. How are you guys doing?
Oh, man, we're doing fantastic tonight. We're getting excited. We're wrapping up our show. We got about 15 minutes left. And then all of a sudden, this other really amazing show comes on. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about this show that's coming up?
Yeah, so this is by far my favorite show of the year. It's College Football Preview, whole show, all college football preview. We get the hottest of hot takes, we hope, and hopefully it just makes it entertaining. And always feel free to comment on us on how terrible our takes are and, note it down and feel free to quote it back at us at the end of the year and let us know how bad we are, or, maybe we'll remember how better we were than you thought.
Okay.
Great. Well, let me ask you this. You guys are based out of Texas. Which Texas college, which Texas team finishes with the best record this season?
I'm actually going to go with my boy Randall's team, and I'm going with Texas.
Texas.
Longhorns.
I was like, how many years?
What about Jimbo, man? What about the Jimbo effect in A&M?
Yeah.
You don't think he's going to turn that team around?
I don't think nobody thinks
he's-
that A&M is going to turn around.
He's the best coach in college football,
No,
and
no,
he.
who told you that shit?
You did.
No, the fuck I didn't.
Last year you said that. I got it all.
Kiss my black rump, man.
Oh man, don't listen to him. So, who are you thinking? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I will give A&M a couple years just because I do see Jimbo putting in that work on that recruiting class. I just don't think it's there right now this year with A&M.
All right, who you going for? I know the power rankings came out. Who do you think is going to be the national champion this year? I mean, we already know that UCF has won national championships.
What?
So they're one of the front runners this year. But putting that aside, we're going to put that aside for just a second.
No, that's a great question.
Who do you think will be the sports turds national champion this year?
Before that, before you answer that question, do you honestly believe that UCF
Did
can
we talk
claim
about
a
this
national?
last
No,
week?
no. I want to
Yeah,
know.
go ahead, Dominic, tell him.
Go ahead, tell me. Do you think UCF is the national champion?
That's what I saw the parade.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anthony, come on, man. You know they
I can't
are.
believe this guy. He's not credible anymore.
You know they're the champions.
No, dude, he's not credible anymore.
All right, putting UCF aside
All right,
because
now you gotta answer
I mean,
this one.
it's hard to repeat as national champion. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead. Who would you say is the front runner to win national championship, or maybe your top 2 or 3 teams that you think are really going to be the best teams at the end of the year?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with a team I feel will be a mini UCF. I'm going on the Lane train and giving them a little mini UCF there.
Yeah, I like the
Hey,
Lane train.
Did you see Chris's face?
10 wins
Did you
last
see
year,
Chris's
man.
face?
Best year ever.
Chris, what do you think about this, dude?
No, I mean, I think it's a good pick, and I think we're going to find out early in the season as FAU travels to UCF. We'll find out.
I'll be there,
We'll
man.
find out
I'm
who's
ready
real.
for that game.
Whoa, what day's that game?
I have
It's
to look. I think it's
third game of the season.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
We might have to watch that.
Lane train. I think we might
Lane
make
train.
we might make shirts. I want to make some Lane train shirts.
I didn't say that.
UCF taking the train over Lane's head.
I didn't say we're gonna.
I'm
go
working
that
on the
far.
graphics now.
Yeah, I didn't say we go that far, but yeah, we might have to watch that one. Yeah.
And I'll give a couple, I guess, more normal picks. I say I'm more on if Clemson goes towards Trevor Lawrence, I think that Clemson can become the favorite. Of course, I'm not saying anything, Bama, that doesn't count. You can't talk about it. It's no fun. It's too consistent. But other sleepers, my bandwagon pick is Michigan for my family. But if this is what I've been saying, this is the year, hey, give Harbaugh this exact amount of time. And we see Shea Patterson just fall in his lap, and they're going, if there's just by chance San Francisco's hosting a national championship, it would be a great story if he gets to go to the 49ers home field and play in front of everyone that fired him.
That's a good take.
Yeah, that's a good take.
I'm
but
liking that.
Yeah, you're kind of imagining you're in La La Land right now.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm sorry. He's gonna have to wear new pants for that to happen. And he ain't changed them in years, so it is what it is. That's crazy.
All right, so we're not talking Alabama, but you like the Michigan pick.
Yeah.
FAU's a good pick. All right, so I like where you're going with this. I mean, I'm just ready for football. I guess my excitement cannot be contained. I was talking earlier on the show about how I think the Hall of Fame bowl or game is like a total tease. I'm just ready for some real football. This preseason crap isn't good for NFL. It's just hard to watch, and there's no good action. I'm ready. We're actually doing a watch party / pregame show for the first game. It's a Thursday night UCF versus UConn game. I know it's not super exciting, but we're doing it locally. Once football starts, once college football starts, it is on. So we're getting ourselves pumped up for it. So we're ready. And we're hoping this whole Urban Meyer thing kind of passes by. You guys are doing a college football preview. You got to be talking a little Urban on your show. What do you think?
It'll be squeezed in there. Try to more focus on the season more because with all that's been on, I mean, I feel like it's been just everyone has been all over it, and I don't know if I really want to add any more on it at this point. I just want football, not deal with Urban Meyers anymore.
So it's beaten to death. I agree with that.
You're gonna have to talk about it though,
Wait,
because
wait.
it's a big impact.
I mean, it's
Should I
his
say
show.
that with a
Wait.
with a domestic violence charge that it was beaten to death?
Yeah.
Like, should
No.
is
No,
that,
that was
is
pretty
that not
bad.
being
Yeah,
sensitive
that was-
enough?
that was pretty
Is that
bad,
bad?
bro. Yeah.
No, I think it wasn't bad at first until you're like,
Yeah,
nobody
dude,
caught on.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
make sure so
Yeah.
people got on. But
Hey,
hey,
wink, wink.
this is their show. They can talk about whatever they want.
I mean, if they, I hope they go at least an hour on the lane train.
It is their show, but
Screw you. I do what I want.
I get that, but I figure that this is going to make a huge impact on college football. Like, I can imagine if they fire him, Ohio State has to be, like, out of the top 25, right?
Probably. If he goes, it would be. I don't know. What do you think, Dominic?
I wouldn't say necessarily unless they really force any type of bans on them, which I don't see that falling because you still have the team there. And as much as I dislike Ohio State, they still have the talent there that could easily make a good bowl.
You know what? I don't dislike Ohio State. I just dislike Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
I've always been
I
that
mean, like
way.
I heard you guys talking about him earlier with the Florida. I mean, I really think I agree with digging into Florida is going to happen a lot more now because I know, like you said, with the fall guy being Smith possibly. I mean, that manager got his eardrum busted, kind of went away, and no one's heard of him since. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that McElwain with the shark incident? Why did that get swept under the rug?
I would
don't
never let that
understand.
go away.
I don't think anyone wants to see it anymore.
No. I post it every 6 months. It's going to happen.
It's my background on my cell phone.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Coach Mack riding the shark, grinding on him.
I mean, that guy, he knows how to ride that shark.
Dude.
Oh.
Yeah, you got the drop? Come on.
Oh,
he
hold
was
on.
behind on it. He had a drop ready.
no,
for
Can't
it.
tell
don't
the
have it
drop
hooked
because
up.
we're on the phone.
Oh, man. That's what she said.
That's what you said.
Well, all right, man. Well, we can catch your show on every Wednesday night at 9:30. So once we're done here, take your evening shower, grab a ice cream cone or something or a beer, and
Yeah.
get ready to keep rolling through the night.
Have your night shit.
You what?
You don't have a night shit?
Hey,
I
Something's
say
wrong
regular,
with
man.
Something's wrong with you,
I
man.
go mornings and I go nights. I go regular, man.
Something's wrong with you, bro.
What, man?
Seriously.
Why are you doing that? So,
Guys,
yeah.
guys, we have a guest.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Chris, hey,
He's
hey,
an asshole.
I'm
Something's
backing
wrong
off.
with him.
Chris America, you finish this off.
No, I mean I'll let our guest finish it off, man. You can finish it off with where they can find the show and everything.
Yeah, just tune in right after 12 Ounce Sports Radio or the TuneIn app, whatever works best, and enjoy some college football talk. And like always, feel free to comment on our Twitter. We enjoy hearing what you guys say.
Absolutely.
All right, I love it, man. Thank you so much,
All right,
Dominic.
we look forward to listening to you guys.
Have a great night, man.
Later.
You guys too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, I'm
5
excited for
minutes.
that show. 5 minutes. I'm going to give you my Chris America Dummy of the Week. It's a
Nice.
quick
Oh,
little
we got a
story.
W of the week. Go ahead.
I have a loud beer gets weird too. We might go a little overnight.
Holy crap. Come on.
Dude, I want your dummy all-star.
Sometimes the headline says it all. Mystery high school pooper revealed as superintendent.
Damn it. They caught me.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah,
They
that-
caught on
this
to what
sounds
I
like
was
something a
doing.
cow
So you
would
ready
do.
ready for the first line of the story?
Go ahead.
This pooperintendent of schools is getting a lot of crap after he was caught in the act.
Woo! I like it.
Have you ever had to go so bad you poop just anywhere?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
What,
You?
what was the situation?
Okay. I've
Wait,
had,
no. We're not going to go in detail about this.
so I've got 2 incidents in my life.
You got
Damn
two.
it, bro.
So one of them was running. You know when you're running, like it works out the poop. Like you run, you go a couple miles.
why are we talking about this?
So there was this neighborhood being built as I was running by it, and so I went behind this fence and just pooped in this like empty field, and nobody could see me, so we were good. So that was one. But then there was another one. This was about 10,
So white of you.
This was about 10 years ago, and I worked for a retail store, and every morning I would work at like 5 a.m. It was awful. So I'd drive into work, but on the way in, I'd have to stop at a couple gas stations, and we called it price comping. We'd get the gas station prices so we could update our prices. And I don't know what hit me, what I ate the night before, But I was stopped at this like gas station, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to go so bad." And I didn't quite get to the gas station, so I stopped in this like parking lot like next to it, and I just got out of the car, pulled my pants down, and shit. But it was 4:30 in the morning, so there wasn't that many people around. And I was like, I feel bad for the asshole that's going to have to clean this up. But, dude, I got to go.
Why are we talking
so
about
then I went into the gas station and I had to clean myself up with paper towels.
This,
like, you know, like it splattered on my leg a little bit. I had to,
Okay, we're done. We're done. Cut his mic off.
But that was only a one-time thing, right?
His fucking mic off.
Yeah, so
cut his mic off.
At this school in New Jersey, thank God it's not Florida.
Woo!
According to police,
Florida man.
a school resource officer and staffers of Holmdale High School began surveilling the track after learning someone was leaving feces on the track and football field on a daily basis. So you felt bad for somebody having to clean it up. Somebody had to clean this up every day.
Ooh.
So then they decided to stake it out.
Groundskeeper Willie.
And here's the superintendent, 42-year-old man. I guess he goes out and runs the track and decides I got to take a deucer and dropped his deuce.
Wow.
And then they caught the sting. That's like one of the worst ways to be like have the cops roll up on you with guns and everything while you're popping a squat.
Seriously.
Yeah, that would be a bad way.
Seriously.
That would be pretty bad.
So my boy, Tragmalini.
Say that 3 times fast.
Tragmalini.
Okay.
Thomas T. You're my dummy of the week. Chris
Tommy
America,
T.
dummy of the week. Stop pooping on the track, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Go before you go for your run. That's what I do. Always go before you go for a run.
Okay.
I know when you run, that works it out, man. You don't understand it. Like it forces it out.
Okay. Where do we get? Stop. All right.
So let's do Oprah solid.
Speaking of solid,
holy crap!
Speaking of dropping a solid, what's your Oprah solid?
Something's wrong with you guys,
Oprah liquids, man.
Oh,
let's go Oprah liquids, brown liquids.
Oprah Hershey squirts.
All right, you want to start us out, Anthony? I've got an Oprah solid. I'm gonna make my loud beard gets weird and Oprah solid tonight.
All right, cool. I'll go first then. Hey. There's a rumor out there that the Nets' bond would be Jason Statham. And I think it was supposed to be Idris Elba that was supposed to be taking the job. Jason Statham just turned it down. He says, nope, he's not going to do it. So I just want to let everybody know that James Bond should be a black guy. Oprah solid.
Idris Elba is an amazing actor,
British.
dude. He would be perfect.
Yeah,
he would be a great Bond. I'm 100% on that.
Yeah, dude.
Jason Statham would be a god-awful Bond.
I don't know if he'll be god-awful.
I couldn't do Jason
No,
Statham
I don't think he'd be god-awful, but I think Idris Elba would be better.
No, Idris Elba would be amazing. Jason Statham would be a total failure.
Statham is like you would cast him in a Bond movie as the agent that
villain?
just kind of like lost his way, kind of rough around the edges. He's not that debonair. Suit.
He would be awful.
He could
clean cut.
I mean, The Rock would be better than Jason Statham.
I don't know about that.
The Rock is better in everything.
Nah,
Why do you hate The Rock so much?
Is
it because he's black?
You're not like.
That's kind of a male.
Same reason why he hates Lamar Jackson.
Hey, you know what? If I'm going to be a male aficionado, I'm going to give Rock his props.
I guess so. He's
I mean,
he's more than that apparently.
Man, he's the man.
I guess so.
Why are you checking out his candy ass?
It's just whatever, dude.
All right, so good Oprah solid, Anthony.
Keep going.
Hashtag it.
I'm gonna give my Oprah solid to our boy over there at College Credit Hour, Sports Radio America, Memphis Spence. He's been battling the pneumonia.
Ooh.
And he's kind of been.
He's been quiet on Twitter.
He'll do a show like he'll try to put in like a Michael Jordan flu game, and then his medication gets him down, so he has to miss a day, and then he comes back the next day. So he's been trying to battle through the pain. So Oprah solid to guys that keep on working hard, no matter what stands in their way.
Hey, brother,
That's what
get
she
better,
said.
man. God damn it.
All right, so hashtag Oprah solid. This is also a little bit of loud beard gets weird. So I'm gonna give my hashtag Oprah solid to Brennan Metzger. That's right, Brennan Metzger. So in the 7th inning of a tie game between the Chicago Dogs and the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks.
That's what she said.
Of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball. So this is pro baseball. On Monday night, the outfielder, Brennan Metzger, he has a total meltdown when an ump calls a third strike on him. So he basically throws a temper tantrum on the field, and then he runs into the dugout, grabs a garbage can, and places it where the ump would normally stand. And he comes in and he says, "Clearly you're garbage."
I saw that.
Nice.
And he leaves it there. So,
Nice.
Brennan Metzger, you are my hashtag Oversolid for tonight. And that's a little bit of Loudbeard getting weird. Thank you.
Awesome.
Well, guys, that wraps up our show. Tune in next week as we discuss what mine and Anthony's regular due schedule is.
No, we're not.
Anthony, I really want to know what your regular deuce schedule is. Can you please
know the
let us
thing
know?
is, though,
We'll find out next week. You
I feel
gotta
like
tune
you
in.
watch me like through my window in the
I
morning.
always feel like
Somebody's
watching.
Something might be wrong with you, man.
Yeah.
Something definitely might be wrong with you.
Deuce.
Enjoy your weekend.
Dude, we just
Brown
ruined
and runny.
everybody's appetite. Like, everybody.
Nutty and chunky.
They already ate their dinner.
No, they didn't. I guess it's 9 o'clock. I eat late, so.
That's a turd snake.
Oh,
Later.
you disgusting
Peace.
sons of bitches.